Well, hello.
We are back.
We're back, and I'm wearing a giant white sweatshirt.
And I'm a big nerd hat. I'm wearing a big nerd hat.
Yes, The Empire Strikes Back. So I feel like this makes me look gigantic on camera, but I
didn't want you to say that on camera.
I know, but I said it on camera. I'm going for comfort, though, because,
that's fine.
you know, and we're back with weighted blankets. And we're drinking whiskey, so that should tell you a little something about where we're at.
It's going from 8.2 beer, ABV beer, to whiskey.
To whiskey. Again, we don't drink the same whiskey, though. He's got the peanut butter, and I've got the cinnamon. Although I'm out of my favorite Tennessee cinnamon, so I am drinking...
replacement.
Yeah, which is Jack Daniel's Fire, which is, to me, significantly better than, say, Fireball or something like that.
Peeing in a... is better than... I shouldn't have said that.
But
I'm gonna go all in. Peeing in my mouth is better than Fireball.
Is that something you like?
No.
Should we put that on your dating profile?
No.
No, he does not like peeing. No water sports whatsoever.
I'm basically saying Fireball is garbage.
Yes, that's what we're saying. Okay, cheers to that. What are we watching to accompany our whiskey?
So I don't have any clever puns for
Oh my
our
god, this
drinks.
is so good.
I mean, peanut butter whiskey, I'm never going to say no. I mean, can I try the...
Yes, this is really good.
Because everyone cares.
It
smells nice.
Yes, it's like more true cinnamon.
It tastes like not Fireball the whiskey, but the Fireball candies.
Yes, right? Which is also what I like about the Tennessee version of it. But
I got that more with this than I...
Really?
I like the Tennessee version better, but this... I don't know. There's something I like about that.
Yeah.
So, we're watching... like I said last week, when I chose the set of matches, I picked violence.
It's all about violence.
So, this week...
Brendan's had a rough week, so he's going for blood.
This week, it's two wrestlers we've seen before, but it's been such a long time ago, you may not remember them. First guy is Eddie Kingston.
I'm just focused on the freckle on your lip right now, so...
I know you pointed this out.
Every once in a while, I get distracted by it. Right now, I'm just... Okay. Eddie? What about Eddie?
Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston.
There was a match when a wrestler passed away, so I needed...
Oh, God.
This was a long time ago. We did a tribute.
That's right.
And so Eddie Kingston was the other wrestler there. He's facing a gentleman by the name of Claudio Castagnoli.
That sounds like cannoli.
So that's going to be your nickname, I'm sure.
So my daughter was here this past weekend.
I meant to ask you about that, yep.
For the St. Patrick's Day parade. She brought all of her friends from Nashville, and they Irished it up for the, and learned all about it. None of her friends had ever been to Boston, so, all of the Boston.
You're going to heavy-handed Irish experience.
Yeah, so, and one of them is 100% Irish, but has never been anywhere where there's a lot of Irish people. His name is Sean. So, what did we start talking about? Because now I've lost my train of thought.
Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh, so they went to the North End for cannolis, and they did not go to Mike's Pastry because that's the tourist trap.
That is, yes.
I can't remember the name of the place they went to.
So, considering Claudio Castagnoli makes you talk about Irish, he's actually...
no, it makes me think of Italian, but because they
Italian, right?
Because they were in the North.
But he's not Swedish, Swiss.
Oh, but now I have to know the name of the pastry place in the North End.
So I think this is a making the hot tag first, like on the spot Googling.
I'm gonna on the spot Google because I need to modern pastry. That's what it's called.
Is it on the same
yes,
area?
They're one of them is here and one of them is here. So they're both on Hancock Street. Okay. So if you're going to the North End and you want a cannoli, go to Modern Pastry, not Mike's Pastry.
So if you see the huge line for Mike's Pastry, just go a couple of stores over.
It's still a big line, but it's not as long as Mike's. It's where the locals go.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So we have Eddie Kingston versus Claudio Castagnoli. There's a gimmick where it's a respect match. So the loser has to actually go on mic and say, "Hey, I respect you," because that's stupid. The storyline is that they hate each other.
That's just stupid.
Well, good thing that after that match ends, we don't see the aftermath, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay then.
I just know the announcers talk about it, so I figured
But are there chairs and tables?
No, not in this one.
No ladders? No.
Wait until next week.
Oh, well, all right then. Okay, so am I going to like Cannoli, or am I... What's the other one's name?
Eddie Kingston.
I don't know what to call him. Eddie... I don't know.
Well, when you see him, you might have a different nickname.
Okay.
I feel like you did like Eddie Kingston when you saw him. Mm-hmm. And the Claudio match is one of the matches that I had to take down for reasons. Mm. And his match was against someone you don't like, Generico. Mm. So I think you liked him by default. So we'll see.
Excellent. So we'll see how it goes. Because I can change on a dime, as we saw last week.
She does that very often. All right. Okay. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, play!
Already the venue seems too fancy to me. Is this a fancy venue?
No, actually not really.
Really?
It's just this.
It's got a very good light show. Okay. Why is he wearing? Is this a COVID thing? Why is he wearing a mask?
So he's Puerto Rican and he plays up the whole. He's from New York, the city, so he's playing up the gang thing with the bandana.
Okay. Of course, he's got both Crips and Bloods colored in the bandana.
Well, it's the Puerto Rican flag.
Yeah, but it's, if you're going to talk about the gang thing, he's got both.
Look at the ring announcer's hair.
Oh my God, I was just going to say that. What is happening over there?
Would you still like me if I had that?
I would, actually. I would play with it, for sure. I would want to mold it. I would want to help, make it look like that. Okay, so this is Cannoli.
Yep.
Oh, he's looking good. He doesn't look like he eats a lot of cannolis.
No, he does. No.
No, but he's wearing 1980s Lycra, from a video for not yoga, the other aerobics.
Pilates.
No, aerobics,
okay.
with.
Well, I do know an aerobics expert. Oh, kick to the head.
Oh, boot to the head right at the beginning. I love that. Oh, I saw him jump into it. I don't like when I see him jump into it. Bite him in the penis. They've got dueling pants, I feel like.
Bam.
Nice. Okay, so I love that this... Why can't more matches start like that?
Because it's... How do I explain? Because these guys are hot against each other, they really hate each other, they were trying to end it very quickly. So they both did their finishing moves at the start. I
want to see everybody do their finishing moves at the start. That's now my favorite thing. Go ahead. Punch each other out. I love the baldness. I do. They look a little bit like Caillou, though. I don't want to wrestle with this guy.
So, Eddie Kingston definitely has a Kevin body.
Yeah. I don't want to wrestle with Eddie Kingston. So, Cannoli's got, cannoli cream colored pants, so that's good. I love that he has to wear the tank top, though. That's such a dad bod. And he's got, pants.
Yes.
Not tights, but, pants.
Yep.
He's the dude that wears cargo shorts long after they're out of style. Wow!
I still have cargo shorts.
Do you?
Yeah.
They're very, helpful with the pockets, but I guess they're not.
I don't use them. I don't wear them for the pockets.
I'm told that they're not in style anymore. I'm too old to know what's.
Do I do anything in style?
This is definitely stylish.
I mean, we talked about the flat brim before.
I don't think either one of us is rocking the style right now. We're just being us.
Yeah, our style is us. Yes.
Oh, boot to the head. All right, so far, I am rooting for Cannoli.
Okay. Jesus.
I find his moves better, and I like his boots. So there's that.
Okay.
And I love that he doesn't have long, greasy, hangy hair. Neither of them do, though.
Neither of them do.
Oh, I don't like I'm hanging out at the turnbuckle while somebody punches me.
That was only a couple of seconds.
I don't like it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of boots to the head. Wow.
Like I said, I chose violence, so it strikes.
I actually really like this match so far.
Good. And I don't think you ever said you like last week's match too, right? Mm-hmm. Outside of the blood.
I didn't like the blood. And the funny, ooh, so that's fun. I don't think the blood was necessary, is my point.
Yeah, no.
That was a great match without any blood. They didn't need it.
That was the when I was watching it and recording it to put it on the computer, like, it shocked me that there was blood.
Yeah, because
it didn't seem like it.
It was so did you just slap him in the face?
Yeah, he's bitch slapping him.
I love that.
Like I said, they hate each other, so.
Oh my god, I love that so much. Oh, if Castagnoli doesn't win, I'm going to be very sad. Sometimes I don't care that much. I care.
Well, you cared last week, but
I feel like he's dominating right now, which makes me think he's not going to win. His pants look a little Native American.
The design?
Yeah. Which I kind of like, but at the same time, you don't.
It has the Swiss logo in the middle there.
Yeah, I see that.
By his thigh.
Yeah. Oh. I wish that this other dude's pants weren't
so loose.
Well, weren't that way at the bottom.
Yeah, almost bell-bottomy.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. And it makes me want him not to win. Isn't that funny?
Well, at this point, not really, because that's how you roll.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm not saying that that's true. Outfits do matter, actually. I care. I feel like Swiss dude...
So, in my opinion, just even... up to today.
Oh my god, look at the ripples. Look at the muscles.
Oh yeah, no. Castagnoli is one of the most jacked people in the world.
Yeah.
These two are...
Ooh, give him a wedgie. I want him to give him a swirly. I want to see him
just pull out a toilet out of nowhere?
No. Do that thing where you got caught peeing in the bathroom because they were filming the guy.
Oh, okay.
For those of you who don't know, that happened. All right, he was done peeing, so it wasn't...
Right.
But, I want to see him drag him into the bathroom and give him a swirly.
Got it.
Put him in a locker.
Got it.
I feel like that's what should happen right now. But here's where it turns. I just know the Bad Pants dude is going to win because Castagnoli had all of the moves at the beginning, and that's just the way the story always goes, and that's going to make me sad. Because Castagnoli should win. I don't even know what to nickname the other dude. He's just...
Kingston?
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie just doesn't suffice for you?
Yeah, I don't like it. Are you a fan of Rocky Horror Show?
So, funny,
I've never... a character in that. And
I've never...
Looks a little bit like Meatloaf played him in the movie.
I've never seen it.
Shut up. You have to see Rocky Horror in a theater. I used to perform in it at the.
I remember. I think you've told me
Harvard Square because I'm a crazy person. But yeah, he looks a little bit like Eddie. Ooh, boot to the head. See, this is where it turns around, and he starts to win.
So this is one I was thinking about. So, unfortunately, earlier this morning or late last night, it was announced the drummer from Foo Fighters.
I saw that died. I know they didn't say why though.
Right, which is kind of scary.
I know. I always think either COVID or drug overdose or suicide.
Right.
I hope.
So, but it got me thinking. There's so many Foo Fighters songs that I love, but I would never put them in my top 5 or top 10 list.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but he's fighting with his head, which is
yes.
weird. Okay, so go ahead.
No, Eddie Kingston is just one of those guys. But it made me realize that I don't like doing top lists of stuff of music or wrestlers because I'm too neurotic. Everything always changes.
Right, and the moment that you're liking this, then something
Right. But with these two are always two wrestlers that I will watch regardless. They're just always all of their matches are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But if I were to write who I really like, unfortunately, I may not list these two just because.
Right.
There's always others.
There's always wrestlers of your list.
There's always other wrestlers that are always on the top of my head. Just like with music.
Danger Kid. Hi, Danger Kid.
Hello.
Yeah.
Just like with music, there's always other bands that are always in my mind outside of Foo Fighters.
Yeah. I feel like this is... so that was kind of a whiff.
Yep. That was the point?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a whiff. So, I really want Cannoli to win. So I'm noticing a trend. That's fun. I haven't seen that before.
Airplane spin?
Yeah, the twirly. I haven't seen that before.
Twirly, okay.
Twirly.
So what have you been noticing?
I've been noticing that,
Oh!
Wow.
All right, go on.
That there's too much of the one person is dominating for the first part of it, and then the other person wins. I don't necessarily like those matches. I'd rather see a more evenly matched match and then somebody who deserves to win. And I know they do it for the showmanship. I'm just saying that I'd rather see.
So they're wrestling. The storytelling of a wrestling match is based on tradition. Like and this is a process. So going back to like the 50s and 60s, do you remember that 3-way match we watched like 2 months ago? And I said
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
Crazy.
Totally fine. And I said one of the wrestlers actually had a theater background.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him, Christopher Daniels, do like on YouTube just for whatever reason. He was doing a clinic. With young, upstarting wrestlers, and he talked about the quote unquote storytelling of wrestling and how it should be built, and it's a process because you have the good guy, you have the bad guy in general. In the beginning, you want...
I saw him jump into that.
Yeah, because it's tough otherwise.
Yeah.
You want the fans to feel like the good guy has a chance. So in the beginning, the good guy is always going to get the spots.
That was an athletic feat, the twirl.
Oh, yeah. No, Castagnoli, everything he does is...
He's very strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then after the...
So I get that. I get what you're saying. I just think... You can't make one person outfight the other person for 90% of the match.
That's my whole point. Is I agree with you, but everything is built on the tradition.
I just think it can be done. That sometimes it's done better than other times. Like I'm starting to respect that. Like I'm starting to get that it's an ongoing thing, right?
Right.
People were following this, right?
Yeah, you've been watching.
Now, I've watched it enough to understand that. But I don't like when I see somebody clearly outfought and then the other person wins. Right. And I think the only way you can get away with that is when it's the good guy.
The good guy gets outfought and he comes back.
Yeah, and somehow, but I think when you see the bad guy do that...
And I agree with you when it's clear who the good guy is and who the bad guy is. Like last week, you wouldn't have known at all who the good guy
or the bad guy was.
Right.
I don't really know who the good guy or I mean, it's not clear in the actual fight who the good guy and bad guy
is. Yeah.
Because they're both behaving just like fighters, not like...
No, you're absolutely correct.
But... I think you have to be careful about making it seem too one-sided. I think it has to go back and forth.
Right. I mean, to me, I feel like this has done that.
Yeah.
I do agree that always at the beginning, someone always has a clear advantage, and then and
then I always guess that the other person's going to win.
Right.
And I don't. So that's the part I don't like. It's not the, one person out fighting the other. It's that, so as a director of theater, I'm always telling actors, don't play the end of the scene.
Right.
Don't let us know at the beginning of the scene what's going to happen at the end. And I feel like sometimes wrestling does that. And I think it's more effective when it doesn't do that.
And I think that's it's going to sound bad. I think it's the quality of the wrestlers. Because when you're trained, your trainers will go, this is how it has to go. Point A, point B, point C, point D, point E. And so in a wrestler who's just starting out, that's their process. But as you learn, as you gain experience, you can feel feel better improving.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
see, this to me, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Like, fight back a little bit. Oh, who's the person in the middle?
Just a guy from the ring crew. Nice.
Although I do think that these guys are fairly evenly matched, and that's kind of nice. But
yep. It's kind of a downside of our show, and I tried to do that before with Kevin Steen and El Generico, and showing you a progress of an entire
right when you see the whole storyline. I get that. I just think the director in me wants
absolutely
not to know how it's going to end.
Right.
I like it when I don't know how it's going to end.
Right.
I love that he has a wet spot right around his head. By the way, side note, it looks like somehow he splattered. I know he didn't, but it looks a little bit like that.
But there's no wrestling mat. It's just pure.
Yeah, it's kind of rough.
Brutal.
Yeah. Okay. Crawl back in. Come on. So I like that the start is strong, but now we're having like a big moment of nothing. Oh. I want to see the guy with the hair again. Where is he?
The ring announcer?
Yeah, I do. I love him. Oh.
His finisher again.
They're pretty athletic, these two. I gotta give them that. I'm fairly impressed. Even Dadbot has got some pretty serious moves.
Yeah. That's why I say I always watch their matches. They're great.
Yeah. Are we coming near the end? Because I feel like we're having all of those almost.
Yep.
So, again, if Cannoli loses, I'm going to think this was bullshit. And I think he's going to lose. I want him to win because he is outfought. I don't know, sissy pants. But I feel like story-wise they're going to make him lose. That would make me sad. Only because he's been sort of outfighting him. So I feel like we're going to have that big
I guess we have a little bit more.
Yeah. All right, here we go. There's a lot of face to the crotch shots.
You're still shocked?
I can't believe that there isn't more interaction with I'm getting you in the gonads,
Right.
I mean, I guess it's not considered legal, but it feels like so are a lot of the other things that they do. So I'm surprised that they don't do more of that. Okay, don't just stand there like that. To fight back a little bit. Oh, did he win?
Yes, he did.
Oh, thank God. Because I would have been really bummed.
The more you talked about it, the more I couldn't say anything.
So that to me is believable because he outfought him.
Right. So the idea is pretty much that, is that Cannoli he's the better wrestler.
Right. So he got taken down a few times,
right.
But that at the end of the day he is the better wrestler.
Right. But the idea was that it took like a barrage of 5 minutes of assaulting just to keep Eddie down.
Right.
So
because Eddie was a comparable.
Right.
So just to say that to me, I like.
No, I think that was really good storytelling in the ring.
And yet the right person wins.
Yes.
I don't like when it's all about the storytelling and the wrong person wins. Unless it's a bad guy and he somehow cheats to win, and then that becomes part of the story.
Exactly.
But when they do a legitimate pin and win after they've been outfought, I hate that.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like, since it's only one match at a time, I can't. Like, in a situation where someone gets out-wrestled and wins, if it's a bad guy, that certainly means it goes on. There's another match, but I can't show that to you.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that as long as it's clear that the bad guy sort of won unfairly.
Got it. Okay.
I don't like when they suddenly have 3 or 4 good moves at the end and then they win with a legitimate pin. And it doesn't make sense because they've been outfought.
Okay. Yeah.
Either outfight the other person or make it clear I'm tricking you. I'm like doing something shitty.
Right.
to win, and then we know that the next fight is going to be infused with that. It's the storytelling thing. Right. Like, you have to tell a real story. By the way, as I'm saying this, I'm noticing an ant.
Yep, I see him.
Right there, and it's very distracting. It's ant season, folks, so there's an ant in the Pink Palace.
And it's someone mowing next door?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
This is just like real life shit.
But it makes me happy that you're able to have this sort of in-depth analysis and just...
Even on whiskey. It
makes sense and it's legitimate, and I totally agree with
you're all in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tangents and a lot of swerves that go on, so it's hard to do that 100% of the time.
Just make it believable. I guess that's the theater director in me. I want to believe it.
But if you started a wrestling school and were able to,
I'm so going to,
and able to, or be hired at a wrestling school and be able to teach that part of it, I think that adds a layer to everyone's experience.
Okay, wrestling folks, hear this and get in contact, right? Because don't you think I'd be great at that?
Oh yeah, the psychology. I think you would be able to add another level that.
And and I'm already thinking about who I'd want to work with.
So you like this match?
I do. Good. Very much.
Good.
Okay, so on that note, cheers to whiskey and good wrestling, right?
Hooray!
Yay!
Claudio, come to Blitzkrieg.
Cannoli.
I mean, I would edit it regardless.
Of course.
I just don't want it on
I don't totally trust you to edit.